Hi there, my name is April Finch. I'm a rising junior here at Purdue studying general management, and today I'm applying for the student office staff position with university residences. First question is tell about a time I worked on a team that I enjoyed and what made that team so enjoyable. I'm part of a consulting organization called Purdue Think, and last year we worked with CAPS to help them create a student internship position that would share social media resources, mental wellness tips, and be another avenue of outlet from CAPS to the student body. First of all, we all collaborated really well. Even though we all had diverse interests and strengths, we delegated tasks according to those different strengths. And whenever we had a disagreement, we would meet as a group face to face and talk through the disagreement until we could all reach a consensus and do this in a really respectful, mature way. Next is we weren't just strangers working on this project, but we really tried to get to know each other in a personal way. Whenever we were stressed out by the project, we took a few-minute break and tried to talk to each other, get to know each other on a personal level, and even went out for coffee as a team. And by doing this, it made it so we weren't just working with coworkers on a project, but we looked forward to working on this project as friends. And lastly, as you and I are aware, mental health issues are truly an epidemic on college campuses. Here at Purdue, all the team members on my team struggled with them personally or had a close friend who did. So helping CAPS to alleviate these issues, even in a small way, truly meant a lot. And it was something we were passionate about, and that really made this project so enjoyable. Next question is tell about a time I witnessed exceptional customer service and how that changed the way I serve customers. I worked for 3 years in customer service at a grocery store, and my coworker Abby truly taught me a lot. She always came to work with a smile on her face and really tried to have genuine interactions with the customers. She got to know the recurring customers by name, never got angry at a customer even if they were extremely upset, and she tried to be very intentional with all of her interactions, not having that fake customer service voice we all kind of know about. One example of this, I remember I was bagging for her, and this one conversation that kind of started out as small talk. Abby was just very open and friendly with them, and this customer confided in her about a family member who was actually very ill. And Abby, she was so caring to this person, really encouraged them, and opened up and was vulnerable herself as her little sister had leukemia. This really showed me that even though this is a small interaction, and it could just be a 5-minute conversation about small talk, really be intentional with how you treat customers and your coworkers, as you don't know what they're going through, and this one little conversation can really have an impact on their day. Next question is how do I encourage inclusivity? First of all, I just want to recognize the importance and need for diversity in the workplace and in our everyday lives. By interacting with people from different races, nationalities, sexual orientations, religions, or even just different personalities and ways of thinking, you can really collaborate to build ideas that were never even thought of in the first place, and also gain a new perspective in your life that could help you show the importance of value of something you didn't perceive as valuable in the first place. So being inclusive is super important to me, as my my strengths from the Clifton My Strengths was being an includer. So how I try to implement this in my everyday life is, first of all, just taking the time to get to know the people I'm working with or people I'm surrounded with, as I believe any person can be a friend and we can all learn something from another person. Additionally, when we're in group settings especially, making sure that everyone's opinions are heard. In boisterous team settings, sometimes the quieter people or the people who might feel like outsiders, they're not as comfortable sharing their opinions, so I try to reach out to those people one-on-one, get their ideas, get their feelings, and make sure those are implemented into whatever solution we're finding. And lastly, just being aware that we all have so much to learn and never stop trying to be a better ally and a better includer for others. The next question is tell about a time I explained a complicated process to someone and how I did that. I'm going to use the example of teaching my grandparents how to use their smartphones. First of all, I wanted to acknowledge their feelings they felt a bit dumb and behind because my generation, we were so adept with technology, but they were really struggling. But I wanted to let them know that their feelings are valid. My generation was born into this, but this is a really complicated, kind of scary process for them. So their feelings aren't invalid, and I wanted to instill that confidence that they could do this. Additionally, I tried to teach them things step by step, not to overwhelm them all at once, and also connect it to topics they already were familiar with, such as saying that the email on their laptop was the same as the email on their phone. Even though this was a long and sometimes tedious process, my grandparents love their smartphones now. And being an out-of-state student, I really appreciate it too, as my grandpa texts me all the time, and it's a great way that I can keep in contact with them. Fifth question is tell about an area of improvement in my life. So something I'm trying to actively work on is being a better risk taker. So being a risk taker is definitely not a bad thing by any means. Or not being a risk taker is not a bad thing by any means, as I have healthy habits, get good grades, follow the rules, but sometimes it makes me scare away from taking on some big challenges. So I might choose something that looks better, choose to do something or choose to take a class that looks better on a resume, rather than that's something I truly enjoy, and I might, if someone's saying something that's unfair or unjust, I might shy away from speaking up of what I believe in. However, I'm actively trying to improve upon this. I'm having tough conversations with my friends and family at home, especially with everything that's going on in the nation today, and even doing things like calling my senator, which a year ago, I definitely would not have taken that risk. So it's something I have a lot to improve on, but I am actively trying to be a better risk taker, be more vocal, and stand up for what I believe in. On the opposite end, something I really excel at is being adaptable. My last job showcased this well. I would work with projects sometimes by myself, sometimes with faculty, and sometimes with students. And I did everything from working on media projects to running around campus to working on communications with donors. So I truly had no idea what the day had in store for me when I went in there, but I accepted every project and did it to the best of my ability, and it was also open to asking questions. So this definitely made me an asset, as I was flexible to anything they could do. Next question is tell a challenge I faced and how I overcame that. UR actually had a big impact on how I solved this challenge, so that's why I wanted to share it. As many freshmen did, my first year, I had a really tough time finding my place, as I was very shy. I met some people, but couldn't quite get to know them on a deeper level. And my friends labeled me a serial club joiner, as I would join everything, but I didn't really find something that clicked. So what I did, I actually reached out to my RA, and she really encouraged me to invest more time in certain people and certain things rather than just spreading myself so thin. And also she assured me that these are feelings a lot of college students face and to not be discouraged by that. So I followed her advice. I started going to more residence hall events, got to know my neighbors, and those are some of my best friends that I still have to this day, so I'm really grateful for her advice. If I could go back, I might do the steps she told me to take earlier. However, I wouldn't have taken away this challenge, as it's made me be able to communicate with other underclassmen or other students who are going through the same thing I have, and help them go through their struggles and overcome them as well. And last question is 3 things to remember me by the end of this video. So first thing is I'm heavily involved with my student organizations, my business fraternity, and being a tour guide for Craner. And this has been a great experience as I've been able to interact with all types of students, especially those that, have a lot of questions, are new to campus. So I know this job, I might interact with those type of students a lot in the residence halls, so I'm definitely very prepared for that. Additionally, I wanted to build on the fact that I'm adaptable in the workplace, but also I really enjoy doing new things and learning new things. So I know this job might have new tasks every day, but I'm happy to take them on. And lastly, I love UR. I unfortunately did not have the time to be an RA, although I would have loved to. So by being in this position, I definitely would still have a connection to an organization that means so much to me. Thank you so much, and feel free to reach out with any questions.